Hey, you want to see something cool?
Hello everyone! Today we are going to talk about the Chaos Space Marines and why would you like to play them. But to step in the service of the Dark Gods is a big deal, so you have to think twice before you step on this path, because once you do, there is no going back. You are able to choose between many cool abilities and many cool or not cool gods. And each of those are looking for your soul, or at least to make a deal with you. But the path of glory is always hard and surrounded by the skulls of the defeated. And in a road like this, you have to be really strong, or you have to choose your patron very well. Usually, you are able to choose between 4 gods, or just believe in yourself. Let's check out these gods. Let's start with the youngest, Slaanesh. The Dark Prince, or She Who Thirsts. Well, he, she, it, them, they is a god of excess, either pleasure or pain. Well, if you are serving for Slaanesh, either way, you are going to enjoy it. Okay, we have 3 other gods, so let's go. Tzeentch, the god of magic, plans, schemes, but also hope. So I hope that you are making the right decision. Also, if you screw things up or do something stupid, but the result is great, you can always say, "Exactly as I planned." Let's check out the fat smelly guy, Nurgle. With the help of Nurgle, I won't say you will be the healthiest, but you will be that guy that no disease can take down. Well, you won't lose any disease and get healed anytime soon, but Nurgle gives you the strength to be able to live with it. Probably there won't be much change in your life if you live in a basement and your meal consists from Doritos and Mountain Dew. And the last guy, Khorne, the big, red, strong, angry demon with axes, who collects skulls for the Skull Throne and blood for the Blood God. Well, since Khorne is the god of war and bloodshed and things like that, well, let's just say it's not a peaceful life. And not long either, unless you are really great at fighting. And there is a saying that Khorne cares not where the blood flows. Well, usually he prefers that you fight against challenging opponents, so you won't get much appraisal for beating up babies or grannies. Look for worthy opponents. Okay, if these gods and yourself is not enough for you, well, now you can choose between 2 lesser gods or demons that are really big but lesser than the gods. One of them called Be'lakor and the other one is Vashtor. Where Be'lakor is really big, strong and edgy, while Vashtor is the god of machines, so it can be also useful. If you choose between these gods, well, it will be much easier for the psychologist to make a profile for you. But other than this, these gods not just give you a flavor how to play, but also gives you some kind of a strategic flexibility on the table too. But now, let's check out the Chaos Space Marines. Are they good? Are they better than the real Space Marines? Or are they just some angry edgelords? Or both? How do they play on the table? They have many great rules. Let's go through them together. First one, let the galaxy burn. This is the ability that salamanders would love to have. Basically, when you are using flamer weapons, you get +2 shots. So 2 plus d6 for an average flamer, which is amazing. And the other thing, called Wantons. Wantons are like the Space Marine doctrines, but better. First one, Wanton Destruction. This one is only working in the first turn. When this Wanton is active, your heavy, rapid fire and grenade weapons are having a great ability. When you're making a hit roll, and that hit roll is an unmodified 6, you score an additional hit. It is amazing, because 1 shot with the last cannon can be 2 shots. However, I would like to ask one thing. GW, grenade? Why? I've never seen a grenade thrown in the first round. Okay, but that's just me. The second one, Wanton Massacre. This Wanton can be active in the second and the third turn. And when this Wanton is active, your rapid fire, assault and pistol weapons on an unmodified hit roll of 6, making 1 additional hit roll. That's nice. And the last one, Wanton Slaughter. When this Wanton is active, your assault weapons, your pistols and your melee attacks on an unmodified hit roll of 6 score an additional hit. This one is amazing, because Chaos has some great, really great melee weapons and melee units that can make assault Space Marines looking like Boy Scouts. Okay, after the Wantons, we have one called Malicious Volleys. When your infantry unit with rapid fire bolt weapons did not move, they are rapid firing. So instead of rapid fire one shooting once, shooting twice. And Terminator and Biker units are always rapid firing. Okay, and let's check out the last one, Marks of Chaos. These are upgrades that you can purchase for points. For almost every unit. But at least for every unit that is inside this box set. When you are purchasing these ones, always purchase the best one. And you won't be that guy, because if you are selling your soul, well, at least sell it to the highest bidder, right? Okay, but let's check out what are these. First one, Mark of Slaanesh, for 20 points. This one is the most expensive. If the unit with this mark is start the fight phase in engagement range, that unit gains fight first. So you can fight first. Mark of Zinch for 15 points. Every turn, when you fail the first saving throw, the damage characteristic of that attack changes to 0. So makes a save for you when you failed. Amazing. Mark of Nurgle, 15 points. Basically, you can subtract 1 from a wound roll of that attack that targets this unit. If the strength of that attack is equals your toughness characteristic, or at least the double or more of your toughness characteristics. So basically, when an attack would wound you on a 4+, or a 2+, then it will be a 5+, and a 3+. Can be good, but this one is situational. And who would like to be smelly, right? Last one, Mark of Khorne. Other than that you will be really angry, this gives you some melee buff. If you made a charge, have been charged, or perform the heroic intervention, you can add 1 to your strength in this fight phase. So after charging, you are hitting harder and wounding easier. Other than this, each time when you buy a mark from your heroes like the Dark Apostle or some of the sorcerers, they gain an extra spell or an extra prayer. But you can't buy a Mark of Khorne for a sorcerer, because Khorne hates sorcery. Okay, but for now let's check out this box set. And where it's needed, I will add additional rules. Points value, between 505 and 655, depending on what upgrades do you purchase. Price, $160 or 125 euros or 95 pounds. Value inside the kit, 185.5 euro. So it's a nice save. First let's check out our HQ option. Dark Apostle. You get this holy company for 95 points. 3 models. I would like to say that you get a holy or devilish pimp with 2 assistants. This 2 assistant has only one job, to make him pray better than normal Space Marine chaplains. While the 2 assistant is alive, his prayers are heard at 2+. If the assistants die, his prayers are only heard at 3+. This unit has a nice 4+ invulnerable save. Other than this, what you should know. He can chant 1 prayers per turn, unless you buy some upgrades. These prayers are really great, because they are working on 2+ in normal cases, because the assistants are alive. So much more reliable than a normal Space Marine chaplain. This character is an okay melee fighter. He can hit above his weight, but usually he is really good against characters with 4+ invulnerable save, or low armored tough units, because he don't have much armor penetration. However, he is hitting really great, has good damage, and has okay-ish armor penetration. You are also able to purchase Marks of Chaos for him, which you should definitely do. As I mentioned, he has many great prayers, but one of my favorites, called Illusionary Supplicant. So you roll a dice, and on a 2+, you can pick 1 core, cultists, or character unit, and that unit can be hit on a roll of 1, 2, or 3, but also the enemy cannot reroll hit rolls against them. So for a really low effort, he can make someone really tanky. Usually you are able to choose between 6 different prayers that are all really good, and you can also get 1 god-specific one, if you purchase a mark. About the assistants, they can die really easily, they doesn't hit very well, but makes praying better. 2 more things. The Dark Apostle knows 2 prayers. One of them is Dark Zealotry, and the other one is one that you can choose. The Dark Apostle also have an aura ability, called Demagogue. Friendly Wordbearers Core, Demonkin, and Cultist units can use the Dark Apostle's leadership if they are nearby. So if he is around, the moral phase won't sting you that much. That's it about him. Let's check out our troop unit, called Legionaries. However, I hate this name, so I will stick with the original Chaos Space Marines. 1 model for 18 points. The same cost as an average intercessor. And they also have the same stat line. However, their weaponry can be really different. Usually I would recommend you that you build 2 5-man squads, because these squads are really versatile and you can make amazing things with these guys. First of all, in normal cases, each model is equipped with a bolt pistol, a bolt gun, and some grenades. While the bolt pistol is a free basic pistol, it won't do much, but it can come handy in a clutch. Okay, as I mentioned, this unit is really versatile, so you are able to choose between many great upgrades. First of all, let's check out the unit's leader, called Aspiring Champion. You can replace the bolt gun with either a demon blade, a plasma pistol, or 1 weapon from the melee weapons list. Other than this, you are able to replace the bolt pistol with a plasma pistol or 1 weapon from the melee weapons list. Yes, you can replace both with plasma pistol, but you can have only 1 plasma pistol maximum, so choose which one would you like. Okay, let's check out your options. First one, Demon Blade. Demon Blade. It is a damage 2 weapon with okay armor penetration and can cause mortal wounds, but due its low strength, I wouldn't recommend this one. You have the option to take power weapons. These are okay weapons with good armor penetration. You are able to choose between 3, but within 1.5 months they will all have the same profile. If you take a power weapon, you can't go wrong with that. You're also able to take Power Fist, which makes your unit leader a real heavy hitter. This weapon is ideal to deal monsters, vehicles, and really tough opponents. But because it's heavy, so you have to subtract 1 from your hit rolls. You become less precise, but you are hitting like a ton of bricks. Good against big things, bad against small things. Your next option is called a Tainted Chain Axe. It has okay damage, low armor penetration, and okay strength. And this one is again a weapon that you can't really go wrong with. I would pick a melee weapon in almost every case. Other than this, you are also able to pick up a plasma pistol, which is a direct upgrade to the bolt pistol. It has more strength than the bolt pistol, it has really great armor penetration and the same damage. But also, you are able to supercharge it. If you supercharge it, you will have more strength, more damage. So it can wound tanks and even kill marines with ease. However, if you roll a hit roll of 1 when you are supercharging it, you die. And the last one, Chainsword. It's the simplest melee weapon. It gives you 1 point of armor penetration in melee and 1 additional attack. It's not bad, it makes a normal guy significantly more dangerous in melee. It's not a bad thing, 2 of these, 1 in both hands. About the Chainsword, you are also able to take every normal guy and give them a Chainsword and a bolt pistol instead of a bolt gun and a bolt pistol, if you want to make a melee squad. And the last melee weapon, Heavy Chain Axe. You can't give this one to a unit leader, you can only give this one to a normal guy in the unit. It is almost like a Power Fist, however, it is a bit better, because it has 4 points of armor penetration. It's a decent upgrade, I would recommend it into every melee squad, because it's free. Okay, we went through the melee weapons. Now let's check out the shooting options. We already checked the bolter, so now let's check out the special weapons. Plasma. It is a direct upgrade to the bolter. It has more strength, 3 points of armor penetration, but still damage 1, although you are able to supercharge it. In this case, it will become damage 2 and it will be strength 8. So then, it can be a real danger to even tanks. But then again, if you roll a hit roll of 1, you die. So I would only recommend you to overcharge it if you are nearby to a Chaos Lord. Okay, let's check out the second special option, Flamer. It is exactly like a bolter, however it has shorter range, but more shot, thanks to the Let the Galaxy Burn ability. Its range is only 12, but it's making between 3 and 8 shots, with the same profile as the bolter. This one is the best against hordes, and comically against aircrafts, because this one is automatically hitting the target, while the aircrafts is usually a hard to hit target. So yeah. And the last one, Melt a Gun. This one is a decent anti-vehicle and anti-monster weapon. It has a short range, but it has a really great armor penetration and good damage. Damage D6, so damage between 1 and 6. But its damage getting even better if you are closer to the target. If you are within half range, you can add 2 to the damage. So if you are within half range, it will deal damage between 3 and 8. This weapon and the Flamer are assault weapons, so you can shoot them even after running. So if you have a squad that is pushing hard, probably I would choose between these ones. Okay, but if special weapons are not your thing, you can take up a heavy weapon for every 5 men in the squad. The first one is Heavy Bolter. This one is a decent anti-infantry weapon. It has 3 shots, but good strength, it has some armor penetration and damage too, so it can easily one-shot marines. Your other options, Chain Reaper Cannon. This one is awesome. It has 8 shots. It has some armor penetration, good strength, damage 1, so its real purpose to thinning the hordes. Okay, the next one, Havoc Autocannons. This is very similar to the bolter. However, it has only 2 shots, so it's trading a shot for better armor penetration and better strength. This weapon is good against anything, except maybe the biggest vehicles and biggest monsters. But other than those, this is my go-to weapon. Las Cannon. This is your basic anti-vehicle and anti-monster weapon. It has great strength, good armor penetration. Well, the damage is unreliable, D6, so between 1 and 6. However, you can reroll it for command points, and currently you don't have a better anti-tank weapon than this one, except maybe the Melta, but then you have to get really close and personal. And the last one, Missile Launcher. Missile Launcher is a versatile weapon. It has 2 profiles. One of them is good against hard targets, like tanks, titans, so against the same things that you shoot at the Las Cannon. And the other profile, good against hordes. However, note this. This weapon is good and versatile. However, each profile is somewhat weaker. For example, if you shoot the big rocket, it has 1 less strength and 1 less armor penetration than the Las Cannon. While it's not bad and it's versatile, it's somewhat weaker. Okay, about war gear. You are able to purchase a Chaos Icon. If you purchase a Chaos Icon, you can add 1 to the combat attrition test for this unit. Basically, if unit is under half strength, they will only run on once. For free, it is okay. However, if you purchased a Chaos Mark, then this icon has other ability. In case of Slanesh, you can add one to your hit rolls in melee. In case of Zinj, you can add one to the armor penetration of the ranged attack from this unit. Nurgle, ranged attacks from this unit will automatically wound the target on a hit roll of 6. Khorne, you can add one to the armor penetration of the melee attacks from this unit. And the last one, Balefire Tome. This is the only upgrade that costs points, 20 points. This unit becomes a Psyker. It knows Smite and one additional spell that you can choose. If you purchase this upgrade, this unit can cast one psychic power and can deny one. It can be an interesting upgrade, however not that cheap. But since Chaos Space Marines has really great spells, I would think on upgrading at least one unit with this one. Okay, let's check out our heavy support unit, Havocs. One model for 25 points. As you can see, they are more expensive than the normal Chaos Space Marines. However, they have +1 toughness, so they are much tankier against anti-infantry weapons. But their biggest flex is they have stabilizers, so they can move and shoot their heavy weapons without suffering any penalty. Havocs is a heavy weapon unit, so 4 model in this squad can have a heavy weapon. Everyone except the unit leader. However, the unit leader also has access to many great weapons. The unit leader has access to melee weapons and the special weapons and the bolt gun. On special weapons I mean Meltagun, Plasma Gun, Flamer. But usually I would either give him a Flamer or a Bolter and a Chainsword. I wouldn't go much into upgrading the unit's leader with special weapons, because if this unit gets shot at, usually he is the first model that you pull to keep your precious heavy weapons. About the heavy weapons, this unit can choose the heavy bolters, the chain reaper cannons, the havoc auto cannons, the las cannons, and the missile launchers, the same, or the legionaries. And let's check out the last unit, the big one, the Hellbrute. He is a chunky model for 105 points, decently tough, with great melee potential and even good shooting. Although, in my opinion, he is somewhat better in melee. Not somewhat, he is really better in melee. But you're also able to make him a versatile fighting and shooting unit. This model has a toughness of 7, which is really great because the toughest vehicles are at toughness 8 or 9. So this model is really tanky against anything except dedicated anti-tank fire. And also it has another defensive ability. Each time when he takes a damage, he takes 1 less. But not less than 1. So it also makes it somewhat tankier. Oh, if we are at the damage taking, he has an ability called Frenzy. If he taken any damage, but not healed up to full health, then it goes into this Frenzy, which means he's able to reroll the wound rolls of 1, which is really nice. And go on this taking damage thing. If he takes too much damage, he dies. And when he dies, you roll a d6, and on a 6, the model explodes, and dealing 1 mortal wound everything around him, within 3 inches. Okay, that's it about the damage taking. Now cause some damage. Let's check out the weapon options. First one, the shooting weapons. Plasma Cannon. This weapon is okay against everything, but not great against anything except maybe Marines or elite units. It has a good strength, a great armor penetration, and damage 3. However, his Plasma Cannon is always supercharged, so if you roll a hit roll of 1, you deal 1 mortal wound to yourself. It's not bad, but the D3 shots are really low in my opinion, even if you roll a 3. This weapon is meh at best. Twin Las Cannons. This is the only weapon option that costs points. 10 points. You have 2 shots, with good anti-tank and anti-monster weapon. Good strength, good armor penetration, decent range. The damage can be a little bit swingy. D6, so between 1 and 6. The next one, called Reaper Autocannon. This one is so bad that I'm not going to talk about this one. No need to thank me. Don't choose this one. Okay, the next option, Twin Heavy Bolter. This one is good anti-elite and anti-infantry weapon. Great all-rounder, but do not expect it to blow up tanks. It can chip into everything or kill a decent amount of infantry. The last one, Multi-Malta. This weapon is amazing. It is a short-range anti-tank anti-monster weaponry with devastating damage. This one is good against everything that doesn't need a volume of fire. So good against tanks, marines, elites, even the Adeptus Custodes, but don't shoot it to naked hobos, because you're only going to kill 2. Okay, we have one more shooting weapon, but that one is on the other arm. So basically, if you want a shooting Hellbrute, you have to choose one of these that I already talked about. But now let's check out the last option, the Missile Launcher. Okay, disclaimer, this weapon is not good, but if you want a fully shooting Hellbrute, this is one that you have to have. Missile Launcher. It has 2 profiles. One good against tanks, monsters and vehicles, you get the gist. And the other one is a versatile anti-infantry weapon one. However, this one is weak compared to any other options that you have. The only two good thing about it is versatile and it has a great range. The range of 48. This weapon is best combined with the last cannon, because both of these have the range of 48. So if you can shoot one of your guns, you can shoot both. I prefer not to mix ranges. Okay, let's check out the melee weapon options. Power Scourge. These are those wriggly things. The tentacles. Wait a minute.
Burn in holy fire!
Okay, sorry. Let's head back to the Hellbrute and to its Power Scourge. If you take this one, you can make 3 additional attacks with this weapon. With this weapon, you will be able to make 8 attacks at strength 7, 2 points of armor penetration and damage 2, which makes it ideal to deal with marines, bikers, ogres, or anything that is not the toughest vehicle or monster. Really good and really reliable weapon. If you are planning to go melee or half melee, I would recommend you to drop the missile launcher and take this one instead. Okay, let's check out the next melee weapon option, Hellbrute Fist. This one is really great generalist profile that is good against everything. It makes the Hellbrute to be able to deal with tanks and super heavies with relative ease, if you have enough attacks. But you can make a significant damage with this one. The Hellbrute Fist also contains a shooting weapon, which can be either a stone bolter or a heavy flamer. Usually I would recommend you the heavy flamer because it has more strength, more armor penetration and more shots, usually. Also, you don't have to make hit rolls because this one is automatically hitting the target. The good thing about the combi bolter, it has more range, but everything else is worse. If you are planning to go anti-tank, you can take 2 Hellbrute Fists. In this case, you gain 1 additional attack with the Hellbrute Fist, which is okay. And you're also able to choose additional heavy flamer or combi bolter, which is not bad either. Anti-infantry shooting and anti-everything fists. Last but not least, Hellbrute Hammer. This one is something like the Hellbrute Fist, but it has better armor penetration and its damage can be better, but can be worse. It has a damage D6, so between 1 and 6. To be honest, this weapon is not bad, and you can roll the big fat 6, which feels amazing, but you can also roll the 1. And in that case, you can't even kill a basic Space Marine, which is pretty disappointing. But also, this weapon is heavy, so you have to subtract 1 from your hit rolls, which is really bad. However, if you are playing Emperor's Children, you can ignore this penalty. In that case, you can make this weapon work. Usually I would consider 3 types of Hellbrutes. Either the full shooting option, last cannon plus missile launcher, the mixed, multi-melta plus power scourge, or the full melee, Hellbrute Fist plus Power Scourge. Or, if you are playing Emperor's Children, you can try out the Hellbrute Hammer and the Power Scourge. All in all, I would say this box set is really good for some legions. However, it's not that great for some. But still, these units are really flexible and you can make many of these work. The weakest point is probably the Havocs. Not because they are bad, but some legions aren't made to shooting. Overall score, I would like to give this box set a 7.5 out of 10. For me, this box set is really great and I would recommend you this one to get that spicy taste of chaos. However, chaos has many different playstyles and this box set is a really great base. But you have to find yourself which one really works for you, because chaos is about trying out new things. But those new things can go wrong, right? Horse Heresy, Badab Wars. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you for listening, and if you like what I do, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, or all of these, and even hit the little bell. If you don't hit the little bell, usually I will put out a video every week, around Tuesday. I hope you like this one. See you in the next one. Bye.